The episode kicks off in Green Hill, where Sonic the Hedgehog races around using his super speed. He loves this place because all his pals are here. They've kept their home safe from a mean guy called Eggman many times. Sonic goes into a cave while his friends battle Eggman. They tell Sonic he's late. Eggman tries to grab the Paradox Prism, which is super powerful. He sends his robots to attack Sonic and the gang. Tails, a fox with two tails, warns Sonic they don't know what the prism does, so he should be careful. Sonic speeds towards Eggman while he's after the prism. He touches it, and suddenly he gets sucked in as the prism shatters and blows up. Sonic floats through a strange place where everyone shows up. He steps into a portal and ends up in a different world called New York City. It's like a different Green Hill. Sonic can't remember what happened, and his shoes act weird. He looks for Tails and the others but can't find them. He spots Big and Froggy, but they don't know him. Some robots come near Sonic, so he dashes away with them chasing him. He starts feeling strange, wondering what city he's in. Sonic races up a building and realizes the city is Green Hill, but it's messed up and turned into a city. Before the prism broke, Sonic and his pals fought Eggman on a mountain. Sonic hits Eggman's robot, and Tails has a bad feeling. Eggman tricks Sonic to push him off the edge, causing a huge explosion that cracks the mountain. Sonic checks inside the robot and sees Eggman isn't in there. Tails gets annoyed and flies off, with Amy commenting that Tails hardly ever gets upset. Eggman hides and thanks Sonic for causing the big mountain-breaking explosion. Sonic goes to Tails' lab and apologizes for not listening. Tails says he's not mad and explains he feels uneasy because Eggman wasn't in the robot during their fight. Sonic mentions he spotted a weird thing in the machine and hurries to get it. Tails figures out that the machine is a speed booster and Eggman used it to make the explosion. They wonder why Eggman did this, and Rouge appears, saying Eggman tricked Sonic. She's been hunting for the Paradox Prism for years and thinks it's connected to Eggman's blast. She tells them to meet her, Knuckles, and Amy on a hill's top to figure things out. Eggman enters the cave and finds the Paradox Prism. Sonic and the others gather on the hill, and Amy proposes they search for clues about the Paradox Prism. Sonic falls down and starts to remember. He realizes New York City is actually Green Hill, and that Eggman did it. Robots approach Sonic, and he knows he must find Tails, so he dashes off. Rusty Rose watches and notices Sonic's energy is odd. She mentions he's heading toward Babel's area. A strange robot appears before Sonic, making baby-like sounds and holding a toy-like weapon. It knocks Sonic over but gets distracted, letting Sonic knock it down. Sonic realizes a baby controls it and keeps running. Sonic goes into a tunnel that's too small for Babel to follow. Members of the Resistance, Rebel Rouge and Renegade Knox watch as Sonic dodges robots and decide to trail him. In a subway, Sonic spots Tails from afar and hurries toward him, but Tails suddenly vanishes. Sonic searches and discovers a door leading to Tails' lab. He recalls the password, enters, and meets Tails. Sonic calls Tails his best friend, but Tails attacks, revealing his 9 mechanical tails. He introduces himself as 9 and says they're not pals. As they exit the lab and get on a train, 9 slips, and Sonic saves him from an oncoming train. 9 is surprised and Sonic shares a story about standing up to bullies who teased him for his 2 tails. 9 corrects him, explaining he made the robot tails to protect himself from bullies. While they chat, Sonic's shoes start acting up. 9 scans him and notices his energy is different. Back in 9's lab, he fits Sonic's boots and gloves with regulators, transforming his gear. Sonic finds his energy stable and wants to test the new gear, but 9 says it's not safe. Sonic dashes out, followed by 9. They're caught by Babel and his robots. Rouge and Knuckles watch as the robots fly off. Sonic wakes in a strange room and hears a voice. He sees Rusty Rose, a cyborg, who tells him to save his strength if he wants to survive. The Chaos Council includes Dr. Dunnett, Dr. Deep, Dr. Don't, Dr. Babel, and Mr. Dr. Eggman. Eggman says they have no idea who Sonic is, like he just showed up out of nowhere. Rose proposes risky tests, but Sonic declines. They put him in a chamber and threaten 9 to get Sonic's agreement. They start the tests. Laser guns come from the walls, but Sonic's speed takes care of them. He breezes through the second test, rolling like a ball. Rose tells the council that Sonic's full potential isn't clear. Dr. Dunnett wants Sonic pushed to his limits, and Rose threatens 9 and a bird. 9 realizes Sonic has the same energy as the city's power source. Sonic creates an energy field as he runs, leading to hallucinations. He envisions Shadow, his rival. Sonic and his team stand on a hill, and Sonic rushes to collect coins. Tails and the others go to where they fought Eggman and see a still cloud on a mountain. They fly above it, spotting Eggman's robots at a cave entrance. Sonic gathers coins, and suddenly Shadow appears and punches him. Shadow moves fast, smashing rocks until he finds a Chaos Emerald. He uses Chaos Control and teleports, getting hit by the explosion shockwave. He sees Sonic in a sphere, introduces himself as Sonic's top rival, and questions Sonic's actions. They fight in an open field. Sonic hears explosions from the mountain, getting distracted. Shadow punches him, urging him to focus. In New York City, Rouge and Knuckles tail Babel, carrying Sonic and Nine. A message comes in from another Resistance member, and they hurry to their secret lair. They watch a video where Sonic talks about how pretty Green Hills is. Knuckles and Ruff recall their home being wrecked by robots, turning it into a city, which leaves them feeling disheartened. Rouge saves Knux as he battles robots. Their home changes into a city rapidly, and Knux loses hope. Rouge and Knux realize Sonic's on their side and decide to help him. Big and Froggy get stopped by robots for being with Sonic. On the rooftop, Rouge tells Knux they can enter through the ventilation system. They opt for stealth, needing a diversion. Sonic hallucinates. Shadow tells him everything's messed up. Sonic creates a huge explosion that knocks out the city's power. Knux and Rouge use the blackout as a distraction and slip into the building's air vents. Knux gets caught, and the Chaos Council ponders Sonic's energy source. Nine reveals Sonic produces his own energy, confusing them. Babel suggests using an energy extractor. Sonic sees the machine and asks for a moment to speak. He stalls and tries signaling Nine. The machine gets close, but Rouge intervenes. The council orders robots to attack her, and Knux joins the fray. They fight as Nine hacks the systems. Sonic is still caught, and Knux tries to fight Rose, who deflects his attempts. A laser takes down robots, almost hitting the council. They dodge and run. Nine struggles to hack the system. Rose attacks Sonic as he breaks free. Knux tries to attack Nine, but Nine reveals he's working with them. He keeps trying to hack but gets frustrated. Rose captures Sonic, preparing to strike. Meanwhile, Amy, Rouge, Tails, and Knuckles fight Eggman's forces, wondering why Sonic hasn't shown up. Sonic battles Shadow, hearing the noise from the mountain. He yells that Eggman is behind Shadow, distracting him, and Sonic knocks Shadow into rocks. Sonic rushes toward the mountain, collecting rings, and Shadow chases him. In the present, Rose readies to strike Sonic but stops as Nine hacks the system and takes control of her. He explains she's still a killer robot created by the Chaos Council, but he's got her under control. He directs her to help them fight the robots, and she joins the battle. From their hidden spot, the Chaos Council watches as Nine controls Rose. They hurry to the security room under robot escort and witness Rose aiding Sonic's group in robot destruction. Nine orders Rose to shut the main door, which she does, breaking its control box. Sonic tries to hug everyone, but they push him away. He introduces himself and talks about his timeline. Robots bang on the door, and the group heads for another exit. A laser takes down some robots. The council realizes Nine hacked their systems. Mr. Dr. Eggman tells Dr. Deep to stop Sonic and the others from escaping. Dr. Deep rushes to a lab, puts on a robotic suit, and starts dancing. Eggman scolds him to focus on finding and defeating Sonic. Sonic walks with the group and moves ahead. They spot robots approaching and try to escape. Nine suggests destroying the town's power source to end the chaos. Sonic realizes the power source is a paradox prism, but Rose can't access the sub-sectors. Sonic decides to find the prism on his own. They jump downstairs, and Dr. Deep and his robots attack, sparking a fight. Sonic battles Dr. Deep while others fight robots. More robots join, but Sonic suggests they use the spin dash. They defeat the robots and head to the last floor. They search for the prism, guided by Sonic's gear getting brighter. Dr. Deep and his robots catch up, continuing to chase them. Sonic notices that he and the others are headed for the core and shots are fired to stop them. They attempt to close the doors, but they're forced to leave them open for the robots to enter. A laser from the robots blocks their way, leaving them stuck. Sonic gets an idea, and Knux tosses a barrel in the air. Sonic uses it to dodge the lasers and reach the robots. He shoves the robots aside and eventually throws them out of the building. Dr. Babel appears in his robot, and Sonic gets annoyed. Nine needs more time to open the door. Sonic lures Babel out of the building, running through the city with a swarm of robots on his tail. He uses various techniques to take down most of the robots and hits Babel, causing him to fall. Memories from before Sonic left Green Hills start flooding back. Nine finally opens the door and Sonic enters the room. However, Mr. Dr. Eggman grabs Rouge, Knux, and Rose. The door closes, and Sonic desperately tries to open it, but Nine explains they have to reach the core first. Rouge sides with Nine, emphasizing they need to get to the prism. They hurry to the core, and Sonic realizes the prism is smaller than the one he saw on the mountain. He comprehends that his friends had tried to warn him, but he hadn't listened. He comes to understand that he's responsible for creating the world he's in by touching the prism. 9 realizes the prism he sees is just a piece of a larger energy source. Dr. Eggman tries to enter the room, and 9 tells Sonic to grab the prism so they can escape. Sonic hesitates, recalling Tails warning him not to touch the prism. 9 convinces him, and Sonic realizes that 9 is the only one who can solve the problem caused by the prism shattering. With some reluctance, Sonic touches the prism, and it begins to pull him in. 9 yells and asks Sonic what's happening. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more interesting movies.